Hey everybody, it's J-Dub here once again with Global Gamers. Today I'm going to be doing a short video on, I'm going to call this Quick Tips for Rust. So this is going to probably be the first one, the first video that I do with Quick Tips. As I learn more, I will do more videos. But this one is going to be mostly centered around some of the things that that I didn't know, that I wish I knew when I first started playing Rust, and a couple of quick tips that also might help a new person get ahead a little bit quicker, stay safe, and ultimately survive a little bit longer. So it's going to be short. I've only got a couple things, but they are pretty neat. So the first thing I want to go over is the how do I say this? The underglorified weapon in Rust, which is the bow and arrow. A lot of people play with the bow and arrow because play games with it. Like there's the Naked Indian game where people shoot each other with arrows and things like that. Very politically correct. But it's the big thing is that a lot of people don't really pay a lot of attention to the bow. Even when they start the game, when they start the game right away, a lot of people go straight to find a gun. You know, I'm looking for a gun as quickly as possible. But what people don't realize is that the hunting bow is craftable right in the very beginning, right when you start Rust. You will harvest basically all of the materials as long as you're hoping to survive for more than 20 minutes. You'll be harvesting those materials right away, and those materials are wood and cloth. Cloth comes from killing animals, which you can kill boar, rabbits, and chickens with your rock. If you're moving quickly, you can make a stone hatchet, which will help you kill them a little bit quicker. But to catch like the deer, to go toe-to-toe with a wolf or a bear, it's going to be pretty difficult with anything other than a weapon or a ranged weapon. And so that's where the hunting bow kind of comes into play. Now, it's kind of on the expensive side. It's 35 wood. And 5 cloth, which isn't too bad. And then you can automatically also, when you start the game, you can make the arrows, which are 1 stone and 4 wood per arrow. They kill wolves and things like that quicker than I think the only thing that will kill it quicker than a bow is the hunting rifle. That's the only thing that would kill it quicker, but that's way farther down in the game, much more expensive, very loud. So there's a lot of benefits to the bow. The bow is it's a ranged weapon. It's a little bit difficult to shoot, takes some practice, but it'll kill animals very quickly. And for me, one of the biggest things that it does is it kills them silently. Guns, even silenced, make a pretty good amount of noise and can draw attention to your location, as where the bows are pretty quiet and will allow you to kind of sneak around and kill animals without being heard, especially in those critical few minutes to hours of the game. So that's definitely something to build. So I'm going to go ahead and craft a bow here. I'm going to take it out and demo it for you a little bit here, just so you can kind of see what I mean by how to shoot it. Oh, I just crafted an arrow. That was cool. Okay, oh no, so I was wrong. So 1 stone and 4 wood actually gives you 4 arrows. So that's actually really low cost on the ammo. So that's a pretty low cost because you get a ton of that stuff when you're mining the rocks. You get the stone. When you're killing animals, you do get quite a bit of cloth, and wood is just everywhere. So okay, so I got a bow, I got some arrows. Let's make a couple more arrows. I'm actually, you know what, I'll use this to show you my next quick tip too. So one of the big things that you'll notice is, let's say for instance we're going to go ahead and make these arrows right up here, right? There's this plus and minus, right, to make the number of the item that you are wanting to craft. One tip that I wish I knew, and I just honestly learned this maybe a day or two ago, is if you hold down Control while you hit the up arrow, it will actually maximize whatever you have in your inventory. So now it jumped from, if you look, from 1 to 52, because 52 is the maximum amount of arrows I can process with the materials that are currently in my bag. So that's pretty neat. And you can hold down Control and go all the way back to 1 as well. If you hold down Shift, it goes up in increments of 10. So that's also really nifty. So if you're not wanting to use all of your wood, so in this situation I don't want to use all of my wood, so I'm just going to build 11. So that's going to be, what's that, 44? Okay, well, we're not going to make that many. It's going to take too long. Let's just make another one. Okay, so, but yeah, so holding down Shift will up the inventory or the crafting number by increments of 10, and holding down Control will maximize, completely build the maximum based on whatever amount of materials you have in your bag. So that can save you a lot of time if you're building wood planks or you're building walls. Before, I was an idiot and I was clicking, 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 just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, just like this basically until I got to the maximum. So control will maximize based on whatever you have in your inventory. So that's a huge tip. So cool. So I've got 8 arrows. I've got a bow. And that's that. So while we head down, I've got my giant tower here. So while we head down my tower, the next tip that I was actually going to share with you is not necessarily a tip. It's more, I guess, of a strategy. When I go farming, you know, a lot of people bring their weapons, obviously, they bring their armor, and most people that I've found only carry a pickaxe, okay? The pickaxe is great. If you're going out farming, you're going to go get stone, you're going to get wood. The pickaxe is awesome. There's a few things the one other thing that I always bring that you will always see in my inventory is a pickaxe and another type of hatchet. So in this situation, I've got a stone hatchet, and the reason why is because I'll show you what happens when you kill an animal. So obviously when you kill an animal, you're going to harvest it for its food, or for its cloth and its fat and its meat and all that stuff. But the pickaxe is really, really slow. The stone is even slower, but the pickaxe is really, really slow. And what I found is having a hatchet along with you is much, much quicker when you're harvesting the carcass of an animal for its materials. So well, first I'll show you. So if you use a pickaxe, when you're doing rocks or these stone nodes, you're actually going to harvest. So that was 6, 4 sulfur, 3 stone, and 3 metal. So very, very quick. On wood, every hit is 20. So there's 20 wood, another 20 wood, another 20 wood. So it moves very quickly as far as that goes. Now the hatchet doesn't work quite as good. So it does 7 wood per swing. So it doesn't harvest it as quickly as the pickaxe will, and on stone it also is less. So it's 2 metal, 2, so in increments of 2. So it's significantly less on these items. However, when you kill an animal of some sort, it will harvest much quicker. So I'll show you that. But let me go demo the bow, and then when demoing the bow, I can also show you how the harvesting works as well. So let's go find some animals. So unfortunately, I'm built in a fairly heavily zombied area, so we're gonna have to try and run a distance here. So the bow is very, very difficult to shoot. I wouldn't say difficult, but it is tricky to know where to aim, how to aim. It will definitely take practice, so make a bunch of arrows and go out and definitely do some target practice on trees, or you know, on I would say on boars and things like that. Just definitely practice on something moving, practice on something static to get your aim down. Another thing that a lot of people don't realize is that the bow is significantly powerful against other players. You know, if they're wearing Kevlar and things like that, it definitely takes a lot of hits. But the bow can be, I think it can even be a one hit kill if they're not wearing much of anything. It's very, very powerful, so there's a lot of damage along to it. So it's a pretty powerful weapon, and if you can wield it, I've seen some people that can wield it pretty darn well. And it can actually be a pretty big deterrent if someone's after you and that's all you've got is a bow. If you show any skill with a bow, people will definitely respect you unless they've got a gun, and then they'll just blast you. But so sorry about this. I know where some animals are, so I'm actually just gonna head right over to those. And there's no zombies over here, so I'm gonna go somewhere safe to show you the bow. So the bow has quite a bit of range. It does have the physics of the arrow dropping, so it doesn't have the range of like say a rifle or things like that, because the arrow does drop over time, as it should. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But let's see, there should be some bears and wolves and stuff out here. With my luck, they're gonna just all of a sudden spawn right on top of me because I'm lagging or something. Aha, there's a deer. Okay, perfect. So from this distance here, I'm gonna knock back the bow. So most people would want to put the tip right on there. That's actually incorrect. You're going to want to put the tip off to the side a little bit and then let it go. Oh, see, that was way over the top. So let's go ahead and try this one more time. So I'm gonna put it, turn sideways, yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna put it a little bit below. If you look at the cross line here, so this is the cross line. I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit. Oh, come on. I bring it down just a little bit here. Knock the bow. This is the other thing, it's really slow. And I think that might do it. Boom. So there's one shot. So see that with with a bow, that's one shot. That if you've tried to kill a deer with anything else, pistols I think is 2 to 3 shots. Hunting rifle I believe is 2 shots. So the bow is one shot kill in the butt. Oh, and this is kind of cool. Look at this. Look at this graphical faux pas right there. Oh, arrow's gone. It was just floating in the air above the dead carcass. So, all right. So now here's the difference. So I've got my pickaxe and I've got my hatchet. Right. So you're gonna notice that that was 2. I got 2 raw chicken breasts, 2 cloth, 2 cloth. Right. So it's slow, but this is a much quicker action. Right. If I do the pickaxe. What did I get? I got 1 animal fat. I got 1 1 raw chicken. So you'll actually see that it's slower and it harvests less per swing. So you're just better off keeping just a small hatchet in your pocket with you when you're out killing things. If you're looking to harvest animals, if you're out just looking for for nodes and things like that, then the pickaxe is just fine. The other thing that's really nifty is that, let's just say for instance you're out and about and there's just no wood anywhere and you have to go to the old-fashioned tree. It's actually quicker on the tree too. So 1 swing on a tree gives you 2 wood, 1 wood, 2 wood, very slow. This is 1 consistently, but it's quicker. I haven't done the timing and the math on it, but to me this feels faster. It feels like I'm actually harvesting quicker, but I could be wrong, but it just feels quicker. So it feels like I'm getting something done a lot faster than with the pickaxe. So those are the tips that I had today. So oh, here's a wolf. Let's see how fast we can kill a wolf. So wolves I know with a pistol are between 4 and 5 shots. A bow is ooh, yeah, that was a nice shot. Now this is the hard part because they come on you pretty quickly. 2 arrows kills a wolf, a black wolf, to even make it a little bit better. And there's those arrows again floating in the air. It's pretty funny. So yeah, so you can see the benefit of the bow. Unfortunately, you don't get the arrows back. It seems like I kind of should be able to. I should be able to click E and pick those up, but I can't. And let's try one more range shot with the bow and see what we get. Ooh, just before it. Almost there. Let's try one more. Boom. And one more time. Oh, no. Come on. Watch, I'm gonna run out of arrows too. Boom. So yeah, so it's quiet. People won't hear that, right? If I was using the hunting rifle, it would be very, very noisy. If I was using the pistol or a machine gun, it's a lot of noise, so I could draw some attention to myself. But in this situation, nobody would have heard that. They would have had to have been really close to hear the arrows. The only thing they may have heard was the bark of the wolf. So recap real quick on the tips. So holding down control when you are crafting will go up to maximum. Will maximize what you can build, what you're building based on the inventory that you have. And then holding down shift up or down will decrease it, increase it and decrease it in increments of 10. So that's a good one. My tip as far as getting ahead is to, when you're out harvesting, carry a pickaxe and some kind of hatchet. For the hatchet used mostly for meat harvesting and tree harvesting, and then the hatchet for nodes like wood and stone. And then the last one was carrying the bow for easy kills. It's one of the cheapest weapons that you can make in the game. It's silent and it's deadly. So this has been J-Dub's first video on Rust quick tips. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have any other tips, please feel free to put them in the comments below. I'd love to include them in the next video that I do, but as I learn tips, I will write them down, and hopefully I'll get another one of these videos out to help you guys get a little bit farther and a little bit safer in the game of Rust. So once again, this is J-Dub with Global Gamers, and thanks for watching.